Nobody warns you about the silent shift that takes place in women after 40. One day she's the steady partner who built a life with you. The next she's restless, distant, chasing something she can't even define. And men are left standing there blindsided asking the same question. What happened to my wife? The truth is, it's not random, it's not sudden, and it's not about you failing as a man. It's a hidden crisis wired into female psychology. A ticking clock society refuses to acknowledge, and when it goes off, it doesn't just change her, it changes everything around her. From girlhood, women are taught that their worth is tied to desirability. For 2 decades, they live inside that glow. Then somewhere between 35 and 45, biology flips the script. The attention slows down. The compliments dry up. The mirror shows someone she doesn't quite recognize. This isn't vanity, it's identity collapse. A woman whose entire sense of value came from being admired now faces a terrifying thought. If I'm no longer wanted, then who am I? At 25, being told she's beautiful was background noise. At 42, the same words feel like oxygen. That random compliment at the grocery store hits harder than 10 years of loyalty at home because your attention is guaranteed. His is optional, and that difference rewires her brain like a drug hit. For many women, this hunger becomes irresistible. They start seeking validation outside, not always through cheating, but through the thrill of being noticed. New clothes, new routines, selfies, mysterious me time. It's not about you, it's about silencing the panic inside her. The danger zone begins when she starts looking backwards. Old boyfriends suddenly appear in conversations. Stories from her single days sound less like warnings and more like highlights. Social media comparisons paint her life as dull next to brave women starting over. Once she attaches those fantasies to a specific man, whether it's an old flame, a coworker, or the guy at the gym, everything you've built together is competing with her imagination, and imagination always wins. Men miss the signs because they believe time creates loyalty. 15, 20 years together, kids, mortgages, memories, surely that counts for something. But in her crisis, stability doesn't feel safe. It feels suffocating. And predictable love can't compete with the high of novelty. Society makes it worse. Instead of helping women transition gracefully, culture fuels the fire. Every talk show, every influencer, every therapist whispers the same lines. You deserve more. Don't settle, live your truth. Translation: if you feel restless, blow up your life. Nobody tells her that chasing butterflies at 42 is just brain chemistry, not love, that trading stability for novelty usually ends in regret. Social media never shows the aftermath. You don't see the woman crying alone on Christmas because the kids stayed with dad, or realizing the new man is just as flawed as the old one. By the time regret sets in, the damage is done. Men and women both face aging but differently. At 40, men are told they're entering their prime, while women are told they're fading, invisible. This gap drives behavior. Men reclaim youth through hobbies. Women deny aging by tearing down whatever reminds them they've aged, including their families. But here's the twist. Women don't consciously decide to wreck their homes. It creeps up on them, disguised as self-care and personal growth. It starts small. She wants more nights out with friends, more privacy, less intimacy, less partnership. Then she talks about finding herself. But the self she's searching for is the younger version. The woman who turned heads without trying. The girl who felt alive because men noticed her. And when she realizes that girl is gone, she panics. In her panic, she does what desperate people do. She burns everything down to feel alive again. Men keep asking, well, why now? After all these years, why ruin everything? The answer is brutal. Because for her, the fear of fading feels worse than the cost of destruction. You see, men measure love and sacrifice, what we give, what we build, what we protect. Women in crisis measure love in feelings. Do I feel desired, excited, alive? If the answer is no, she convinces herself she's trapped, unloved, or worse, wasted. This is why so many women over 40 file for divorce, why they initiate separation more than men, why midlife affairs spike among women. Not because they don't love their families, but because they love the feeling of being loved more. And it doesn't stop at relationships. The same psychology drives career shifts, reckless spending, cosmetic surgeries, even spiritual reinventions. Anything that promises, you can be new again becomes irresistible. But reality always catches up. A new man eventually becomes an old man. A new life eventually becomes routine. And the mirror keeps moving forward no matter how many times you run from it. The tragedy is that many women don't realize the cost until they're standing alone. By the time they recognize the loyalty they abandoned, it's gone. By the time they crave stability, their bridge is burned. By the time they want their family back, the kids are grown, and the husband has healed without them. It's a cruel truth, but it's one men need to understand. You cannot save a woman from this crisis. You can only protect yourself and read the signs before it's too late. If she's constantly chasing outside validation, if her friends are encouraging freedom, if she's rewriting history to make you the villain, then you're not dealing with the woman you married. You're dealing with a woman at war with time. And time always wins. Not every woman chooses destruction. Some women confront the fear of aging with grace. They build deeper connections with their families. They shift their value from beauty to wisdom. They choose gratitude over greed. These women are rare, but they exist. And they prove that it's possible to age with dignity. But modern culture doesn't celebrate them. Because drama sells, rebellion gets clicks, and destruction looks like empowerment. The truth nobody says out loud is this: the greatest test of a woman's character isn't in her youth when beauty gives her power. It's in her 40s when beauty fades and she must decide what defines her: loyalty or validation, family or fantasy, love or ego. And too many tragically choose wrong. That's why men need to see this for what it is. Not every midlife shift means betrayal, but every betrayal begins with that shift. Don't ignore it, don't excuse it, and above all, don't blame yourself. You didn't fail her. She failed to face herself. Women over 40 aren't evil, they're scared. Scared of aging, scared of being invisible, scared of being ordinary. And fear makes people dangerous. So if you're a man watching this, remember, protect your heart, protect your children, protect your future. Because when a woman hits this crisis and decides to gamble everything for one last taste of feeling special, she's not just risking her life,